Good morning, student. Today I am going to discuss with you the concept of advanced tax. So, what is the advanced tax here? So, I will explain with this one example. So, we have 2 years here. That is a previous year. That is starts from 1/4/2018, then end with the 31st March 2019. The another year we have, that is assessment year. It begins from 1/4/2019 to 31st 3/2020. So I think you know the difference between these. The previous year nothing but what this is the year we found that need to calculate the total income of the any assessee. Okay, on that income when you are paying the tax, the particular year we call it what previous year. Okay, in which year you are going to pay, on which year income you are going to pay tax, that is called some kind of what previous year. Then on which year you are going to be assessing the tax. Okay, assessing the tax. Okay, that year we call as a what assessment year. So the tax liability will arise, or we are going to calculate tax liability in the assessment year of the previous year, on the previous year income. Correct? Now this is a tax mechanism, nothing but in the assessment year we have to calculate the income of the previous year. Okay, on that income we will pay the tax if you are liable for payment of tax. Okay, otherwise you are not going to pay tax. But what is the mechanism of this advance tax? What is the advance tax here? See here, advance tax nothing but in the previous year only, previous year only, nothing but before completion of the previous year, when you are paying the any amount in the form of tax, that is called as a advance tax. I think you got the concept. Sir, in the previous year only, okay, in the previous year only, nothing but before completion of the previous year, when you are paying any such amount in the form of tax, that is considered as a what advance tax. Why we call it advance tax? Because normally the tax will calculate in the assessment year after completion of the what the particular previous year. Correct? Now after that only we will analyze that whether you are liable for payment of tax or not. Okay, but in case of what advance tax, not like that. Within that previous year, nothing but before completion of the previous year. Okay, if you are paying any amount in the form of tax, that is called as a advance tax. Okay, then in the next slide we will discuss, okay, who and all need to be pay this kind of advance tax, or everyone need to be pay the advance tax. Okay, then how to pay the advance tax in that particular year, then how come it is possible to pay the tax before completion of that particular previous year. Okay, one thing should remember that when you are paying the tax on this particular previous year, sometimes or majority times we will pay on the basis of estimated income. Okay, on the basis of estimated income we will going to be calculate the tax liability. On the basis of that, the assessee need to be paid as an advance tax. Okay, what is the provision we have regarding the advance tax? We will discuss now. So the first concept is that the advance tax section 207 to 2019. So which are the provisions laid regarding about the advance tax, that provisions comes under Income Tax Act section 207 to 2019. Okay, then I will discuss only the few sections that related to your syllabus. Apart from that, I am not going to be discussing here. Okay, it's clear. Then next, here the first section is section 207. Here the section 207 describe that what do you mean by the advance tax. Okay, then how to pay of the advance tax. Regarding about that, it will explain. Then see here, the tax shall be payable. Here the tax shall be payable in advance during any financial year. Advance during the financial year. Financial nothing but what the particular previous year. Okay, in that when you are paying any amount in the form of tax, that is called as a what advance tax. Okay, that payment of advance tax is based on the provisions of section 208 and 2019. From section 208 to 2019, which are the provisions is there. Under that provisions, when you are paying the some amount, okay, in the form of tax as a advance, that is called the what? Advance tax. Advance tax. Okay. Then 90 in respect of the assessee, in the respect of the assessee, the current income thing, but that particular previous year or that particular financial year, okay, the total income of the assessee would be chargeable. Okay, how the assessee will calculate the advance tax? The assessee will calculate the advance tax on those income. They would be charged as a what? Tax. Okay, tax for the assessment year immediately following the that financial year. Nothing but it says that in the financial year or in the previous year, when you are paying the some amount in the form of tax on what? The chargeable income, the income is charged under tax. Okay, on that, when you are paying the amount in the particular previous year or assessment year under the provisions of section 208 to 2019, this is called what? Advance tax under section 207. Okay, then next section 208 give the some description about who are liable for payment of this advance tax. Okay, who will get the obligation for payment of this advance tax? See, please observe here, the obligation to pay the advance tax arise only those assessees the advance tax payable amount is 10,000 or more. Okay, those associates only is responsible for payment of advance tax, are liable for payment of advance tax. Then see how we can possible to calculate this one. Say in the previous year or in the financial year, okay, whichever the income you will receive, nothing but estimated income. Okay, on estimated income you have to be fined. Okay, this kind of estimated income you will receive in the financial year, and that we should be calculate tax. If that tax, okay, that is estimated tax is more than 10 or equal to 10,000 or more than 10,000, then you will comes under advance tax provisions. Okay, see here the time of payment of advance tax is based on two. One is the actual income received in that particular previous year, or the estimated incomes in that particular year. Both consideration of this both, we will estimate the tax liability. If the tax liability is equal or more than 10,000, then only you will comes under the advance tax provisions. Clear? Nothing but what? In the previous year you should be calculate or you should be estimate the tax liability with the help of what? The actual income received in that previous year, then estimated income in that previous year. By consideration of these two income, which is the first one, actual income received in the previous year, then estimated income to be received in the previous year. With the consideration of these two income, we need to calculate the estimated tax liability. That estimated tax liability is equal to 10,000 or more, then you are comes under the provisions of advance tax. Okay, then in case of senior citizens, the age is 60 years or more than 60 years, then they are exemption. They will get the exemption for payment of advance tax. But those senior citizen assessees doesn't have the income under profit and gains from business and profession. If those assessees who are called as the senior citizens, if the assessees have the income under the profit and gains of the business and profession, then they are liable for payment of advance tax. Okay, then next see every corporate and non-corporate assessees are need to pay the advance tax if those assessees tax liability is equal to 10,000 or more than 10,000 in that particular previous year. Okay, estimated tax liability. Then along with that, one more provision. Okay, that is section 44 AD and 44 ADA. section 44 AD and section 44 ADA, okay, some assessees can get the relief for payment of advance tax, okay, but they are also need to be pay advance tax, but they will get some kind of uh, provision for payment of tax, nothing but they need to be paid once in that particular year, the previous year, that is called the 15th of March. Okay, which are the assesses comes under this 44 AD and 44 ADA? Okay, these sections only give the some kind of provisions under the presumptive basis. Presumptive basis. Under the presumptive basis, okay, section 44 AD and 44 ADA, okay, they will give some kind of provisions or give some kind of relaxation for payment of advance tax, but even though they need to be paid tax advancedly, okay, on or before 15th March, because the advance tax will be paid on the basis of quarterly, okay, 4 quarters we have, the base of that quarterly they need to be paid, but over the assessors comes under section 44 AD and for section 44 ADA, they are they are get the exemption to pay the advance tax once in a year, that is on or before 15th of March. Okay, then we will discuss regarding about what is the presumptive tax. Okay, what is the section one section 444 AD. Okay, then next move on to the section. Okay, next move on to the section 44 AD, nothing but the concept of presumptive tax. What we will discuss that one. So why the Income Tax Act they provide this kind of relaxation to under the presumptive tax. Here for reducing the burden of the small taxpayer, the government okay, they provide this kind of presumptive tax scheme. Then under section 44 AD says that any income would be presumed nothing but earned to be the 8% of the total turnover. Okay, how much they did the turnover in the particular year, no, in that 8% they earned the income through their turnover. Okay, through their turnover, or if the turnover of that associates is less than 2 crores, they can possible to avoid this kind of presumptive tax system. Then in the situation, they need to be paid only once in the year as an advance tax, that is on or before 15th March. Okay, then how to calculate that income, that is 8% of the total turnover, that is how much revenue they got, the minus of expenses and minus of depreciation. Like that they can possible, they need to calculate what their income. If that income is 8% of the total turnover, then only they comes under the presumptive tax provisions, or the total turnover of that assessee is less than 2 crores, then also they comes under presumptive tax provisions. If not, if any assessee is not nothing but corporate assessees, they are not satisfied this condition, okay, then they need to be paid as a normal advance tax provision. Okay, then another section we have, that is section 44 ADA. Here this is the ADA. Okay, ADA. The ADA also is related to the presumptive tax at 50% for professionals. We alert here, that is called only the professionals. They won't provide the professionals. Uh, they will provide the provisions to only the professionals business. Okay, that is any the profession who are the gross receipt, very important, the gross receipt does not exceed the 50 lakh. Okay, how much they receive the income in the form of gross. Okay, before recovering their expenses, that the gross receipt is not more than, is not exceeds the 50 lakh. Okay, in that particular financial year, then there comes under what, presumptive taxation system, nothing but provision under the advance tax. Okay, in this situation, then they need not to pay any kind of advance tax on the basis of quarterly, but they need to pay advance tax on or before 15th of March. Okay, then which are the professionals? Okay, comes under this presumptive taxation at 50%. That is the legal, medical, engineering, horticultural professions, the profession of accountancy, then technical consultancy, interior decorator. Okay, these all comes under presumptive taxation at 50% of professionals. Okay, then say this scheme is applicable. This scheme is applicable only the resident assessees. Okay, this is applicable only to the what, residence assessees. Okay, who is an individual, who is an individual. Okay, then HUF and partnership firm. Okay, for them they will, it will be going to be applicable, but not for limited liability partnership firm. Okay, so whoever comes under section 44 AD and section 44 ADA, okay, they are not to pay advance tax on the basis of quarterly. They need to pay advance tax only once in a year, that is on or before 15th March. On or before 15th March. Okay, next one we'll go section 209. So section 209, it will be covered information about how to find out the advance tax payment amount. Okay, next section. Next section is 209, related to the amount of advance tax payable. How to calculate amount of advance tax paid. Okay, then first in that we should take the taxed amount. Okay, the taxed amount that charged on total income, that amount should be taken here. Then next, minus of rebate and relief. Okay, I think you know the provisions of rebate. Okay, for the assessment year 1920 or previous year 1819, the rebate, individuals can possible to claim the rebate for the rupees 2500 on 2500 if the individual assessee's income is not less than 3,50,000. Okay, that if they give on the rebate and relief, that should be taken into account. Then any surcharge. Okay, we will discuss the provisions of surcharge. If you have the surcharge is applicable, that should be add to the total tax amount that we calculate on total income. Then after that, you should be add higher education cess and health cess at 4%. From that amount, we should be deduct TDS and TCS. Then lastly, we should deduct AMT and MAT credit. Okay, it's only applicable to the corporate assessees. Okay, then after doing this kind of adjustments, you will get the amount. That amount we call as what, pay advance tax amount. Okay, on the basis of this amount, we should be pay advance tax on the basis of quarterly. Okay, next we will discuss about the surcharge. Okay, for individual, how much surcharge will applicable? If the individual's income exceeds 50 lakh but not 1 crore, exceeds 50 lakh but not 1 crore, that time they need to pay 10%. Okay, but up to 50 lakhs there is no surcharge. If the income is exceeds 50 lakhs and less than 1 crore, that time individual need to pay 10%. on tax amount. Next one, net income is exceeds 1 crore, then they need to be paid 15%. Okay. In case of companies, what the surcharge is applicable? Say, if the company's income, okay, exceeds 1 crore, nothing but up to 1 crore, there is no surcharge. If it exceeds 1 crore, but not 10 crores, then they need to be paid 7%. Then if the company's income is exceeds 10 crores, that time they need to be paid 12%. Okay, then you put the rebates. Okay, it's applicable only for the individuals. Okay, the rebate on section 87A. Section 87A, they can get the rebate of rupees 2,500. Okay, if the taxable income is up to what 3,50,000. If they're more than 3,50,000, they cannot possible to claim. Next. Then now we'll discuss section 211. The section 211 describes due date for the advance tax. Due date. Okay, due date for the advance tax. Already I told that the advance tax to be paid on the basis of quarterly. Okay, then regarding about that, the section 211 going to say what's the due date for payment of advance tax. Okay, then here if you are not paid, or if you are not paid the advance tax in the particular due date, you are called as a defaulting associate, deemed to be default associate. Okay, then please careful regarding about this. Then I'm going to explain on the basis of this chart. So please observe. First column name, the due dates of installment in the relevant previous year. See, very important one. When you are paying the amount in the form of tax in the previous year, then only we can possibly tell us about advance tax. Okay. The next column heading is amount payable. Amount payable assesses except 44 ADA and 44 ADA. It is ADA because this the assessors comes under 44 AD and 44 ADA. They need to be pay advance tax. No doubt in that. They need to be pay advance tax not on the basis of quarterly. They need to be pay advance tax in once in a year on or before 15th March. Okay. So except the assessors comes under 44 AD and 44 ADA. Okay. The remaining associates they need to be paid, okay, the advance tax with the rate advance tax in the particular quarter. Okay, then what's the percentage we should be calculated on the amount? Okay, then first quarter. So every quarter consists of 3 months. Remember that one. Okay, the first quarter related to April, May, June. Okay, this is the 3 months. In the 3 months, which is the due date here, that is the last month of that quarter, 15th. Okay, which is the last month of that quarter, that is June. Okay, on or before 15th June, they need to be paid the first installment in the form of advance tax. Okay, that how much you are paying, no, that should be covered 15%. Okay, on your total advance tax your liability amount, in that 15% should be payable. Okay, 15% of amount should be covered in the first installment. Okay, for covering the 15% of amount in your tax advance tax payable amount, how much you have to be paid out of that amount? That is 15%. Okay, when you pay the 15%, you satisfy the what? 15% of advance tax you paid. Next one. Next quarter is also consist of 3 months, that is July, August and September. Then what's the due date of the second quarter? That is last month of the second quarter quarter month. Okay, which is the last month of the second quarter, that is September. I think but 15th September, on or before 15th September, the assessee need to be paid second installment as advance tax. Okay, then how much amount it should be covered for completion of second installment? Okay, when you're paying the advance tax in the second installment, that amount should be covered at the rate of 45%. Remember, in your total advance tax amount, you should be covered 45% amount for completion of what? Second quarter. Okay, then for fulfillment of this 45% of payment of advance tax, how much rate, how much percentage need to be calculated on tax amount, tax payable amount, advance tax payable amount? Just need to be calculated 30%. 30%. because already we paid 15% in the first quarter, correct? No, when you are paid the 30% in the second quarter, okay, we can possible to fulfill the conditions of what 45% need to payable as advance tax. How 15% we paid the what in first quarter, then remaining how much we will be paid to completion of 45% of amount payable, just we will be calculate 30%. So 30% amount for this second quarter, the 15% of first quarter, combination of these two will pay what 45%. Okay, nothing but for the completion of second quarter, the assessor should be paid 45% of the its advance tax payment amount. Okay, next quarter, that is on or before December 15th. This is the third quarter due date. The third quarter due date consists of 3 months, that is October, November, December. Okay, so December 15th, on or before December 15th, then to be paid advance tax. This is the third installment. Okay, for completion of the third installment, the assessee should be paid the 75% of advance tax amount. In total amount, how much he to be paid after completion of the third installment, a third quarter, that is 75%. Okay, then for completion of fulfillment of the 75% of advance tax payable, okay, how much percentage going to be calculated? Simple one, that is 30%. How is 30%? Say out of 75%, we already paid 45 in the completion of what second quarter. Okay, then this 45% to convert in the form of 75%, just need to be pay 30% of amount. Okay, when you pay the 30% of amount, it is equal to what 75% we paid as a what advance tax. Please calculate here 30%, sorry 15%, 30%, 30% equal to 75%. Correct now? Then next, the last quarter consists of 3 months also, January, February, March. So the due date is on or before 15th March. 15th March in relevant previous year. Okay, then how much we should be completely should be pay as an advance tax as a 100%. Okay, then already we paid how much percentage? The 75%. Remaining how much should we pay for completion of full tax amount that is equal to 100%? Just we will be pay 25. Okay, when you calculate 25% on the tax payment amount, advance tax payment amount, it's equals to what 100%. Okay, this is the what due date. Then the percentage of amount need to be calculated. Then how much amount should be covered for completion of each installment. Okay, the first installment it should be covered 15%. The second installment advance tax payment payable amount should be covered 45%. The third installment should be covered 75%. The last installment should be covered 100%. Okay, for covering of this percentage, how much amount, how much percentage you should be charged on advance tax amount. In first quarter 15% will be charged, calculate. Then second quarter should be calculate 30% of the amount. Then third quarter we should be calculate 30% of the amount. Then last quarter calculate 25% of the amount. Okay, then you should remember this one. Be careful. The next we will discuss some very important notes here. Who are the eligible assessees? Okay, under section 44 AD and 44 ADA shall not be payable advance tax on the basis of quarterly, but they have to be paid advance tax during that financial year on or before 15th March. Before 15th March. Next one, the amount of paid by the advance tax. Okay, any amount you paid as advance tax before completion of the previous year, nothing but financial year, that is 31st March. Okay, that amount is treated as a what? Advance tax. See, any amount you paid as a tax in the particular financial year or in the particular previous year, okay, that is called the what? Advance tax. Okay, The next one, if the due dates, okay, if the due date of payment of advance tax, okay, that day is a bank holiday, that day is a bank holiday. In that situation, assessee need to make the payment, assessee need to make the payment immediately the following the working day. Okay, in such case, they will not, the IT authority will not charge the interest under section 234B and 234C. Okay, next one. If the assessee does not pay, if the assessee does not pay installment in the particular due date, in the situation, the assessee shall be treated as deemed to be an assessee in default in respect of the particular assessment, sorry, in the particular quarter, of the advance tax. Okay, so that be careful. If you are the liable for payment of advance tax, okay, pay on time. Next, very important one, that is the net agricultural income. The net agricultural income also should be taken to account for calculation of advance tax. Okay, this is the important notes. Then we will next move on to the solving some few problems. Very simple problems we have under the advanced tax. Okay, there is a bunch of what confusions here. Okay, what is the procedure to be followed? So first we should be identify whether the information is provided by to the individual assessee or corporate assessee. Nothing but corporate assessee and non-corporate assessee we should be identified. Then after that we should be identify the income, whether it is actual income received in the particular previous year or estimated income they given. Okay, both we should be considered. Then after that we should be consider any deductions available to the assessees. Then after that we need to be calculate net total income. After calculating net total income, we need to be calculate the tax liability. In case of individuals, go for slab rate. In case of corporate assessees, go for what, flat rate. And after calculation of tax liability, on the basis of the tax amount, we need to be paid for what, advance tax. Okay, then we discuss the first problem. That is Sri Basu has estimated the following incomes for the financial year of 1819. This is the financial year, this is the previous year 1819, and they given the some income here. That is income from house properties taxable is already calculated. How much they given? 75,000. So that they take into account for calculation of total income. The next one, income from profession is also taxable, is also calculated. So that take directly, that is 7 lakh 7,500. The dividend from X limited is 10,000 is income from other source. Then it is also exempted. Then on the basis of this income, you should be calculate the installment of advance tax to be payable during the financial year 1819. Okay, 1819 is the financial when you are paying the tax in what in the financial year. Okay, before completion of financial year, that is called what, advance tax. The financial thing, but what, previous year only. Then go for the solution here. First, we have to calculate the total income of the assessees, is the individual assessee. Okay, so first take income from salary. There is no income here. Income from house property they given 75,000. Take into account. Income from business profession they given 7 lakh 7,500. Take into account. Then income from short-term capital gain other than HST there is no income. Then income from other source we have, that is dividend from Indian company, but it is exempted. Correct? No. So show as exempt. Then the gross total income is 7 lakh 82,500. Then next, claim the deduction. There is no information about the what deduction here. So next one, other taxable, the other taxable income will get 7 lakh 82,500. For this, we need to be add some incomes. That is short-term capital gain liable for STT, and next one, long-term capital gain liable for STT. There is no incomes. Then other long-term capital gain, there is no income. Then cash flow income also is not provided. So that the total taxable income is 7 lakh 82,500. Here, this is the amount liable for calculation of tax liability. Then he is an individual, correct? No? So that we go for what? Slab rate. Then go for calculation of tax liability with the help of what? Slab rate. Then he is an individual, so that the slab rate is not applicable like this. The first one up to 2 lakh 50, there is no tax. The up to 2 lakh 50 fully exempted for payment of tax. If more than 2 lakh 50 he has an income, then only he will pay what? Tax on the basis of slab rate. Yes, he has the income of rupees how much? Total amount, the 7,82,500 is more than what? 2 lakh 50. So that first should be remove the exemption amount, that is 2 lakh 50,000. Then on remaining amount it will be paid tax on the basis of slab rate. Okay. Then go for the first slab rate, that is second slab rate, that is the slab comes from 2,50,001 rupee to 5 lakh. Okay, the difference how much is there? 2,50,000. Okay, in every slab, first we should find out the difference, how much difference is there. Why? In the sense, say any income lies from 2,50,001 rupee to the 5 lakh. On that income only, you have to be calculate what? 5%. If more than 5 lakh amount we have, we can't possible to take into account, because if income is more than 5 lakh, in that situation we will transfer to the next slab. But up to 5 lakh, from 2,50,001 rupee, we should be taken into account for calculation of tax under this slab. So that as soon as you mention the slab range, first find out the difference, how much we have the difference. How much we have? 2,50,000. Then now we have to calculate whether we have the income, after taking the what? This exemption. After taking this exemption, then how to calculate whether still we have the income or not after obtaining the exemption also? Just take the total income. The net total income is how much? 7,82,500. From that deduct exempted income. How much exempted income? There is 2,50,000. If you have the income, then you are liable for payment of tax on this slab. Okay, then please observe, yes, still we have the income, how much? 5,32,500. Okay, then this is the income, that is 5,32,500. On this income, we will be paid tax on the basis of what? Slab rate. Okay, how much we have the income? 7,82,500, but in that we will get exemption of 2,50,000. The remaining how much? 5,32,500. This is the income is liable for payment of tax on the basis of slab rate, because he is an individual. So then, whether we can possibly take the entire 5,32,500 for this slab? No, it's not possible, because we have the income of what? 5,32,500. Correct? No, but the slab given the information, we need to be take the income. The income starts from 2,50,001 rupee to the 5 lakh. Okay, so what's the difference here? Only 2,50,000. But how much income we have? More than 2,50,000. That is 5,32,500. In the situation, this amount should be divided into two parts. The first one, 2,50,000, then more than 2,50,000. Okay, up to 2,50,000, calculate the tax with the help of 5% of slab rate. Then more than what? 2,50,000 amount transferred to the next slab. Okay, so first division, that is 2,50,000 out of 5,32,500, we will calculate 5% on this. Okay, blindly we can say that if your income is more than the difference of the slab amount, then it will be calculated the tax liability, okay, on this difference amount instead of the amount available. Okay, then now I'm going to take in what? The difference amount, the 2,50,000, because the income is more than the difference. Okay, so that I need to be I will calculate the percentage on this difference amount. So 2,50,000 into 5 divided by 100, I will get 12,500. Then out of 5,32,500, I calculated the tax 5% on 2,50,000. Then remaining amount, this should be transferred to the next slab. Okay, how much remaining amount? That is 2,32,500 minus of 2,50,000. I will get 2,82,500. this amount transferred to the next slab. Okay, what is the next slab here? 5 lakh 1000 rupees to 10 lakh. The income starts from 5 lakh 1000 rupees to 10 lakh. Okay, now find out the difference. How much difference is 5 lakh? Is 5 lakh is the difference. Okay, then now observe how much income is there in my hand. Still, I am not able to calculate the tax liability. How much income is there? That is 2,82,500, right? Okay. Then how much slab is saying that is 5 lakh amount. Okay. But 5 lakh amount. But this amount we cannot possibly divide into two parts. Correct? No, because this income that is 2,80,500 is less than the 5 lakh. Okay, so I don't have the income of rupees 5 lakh. Okay, I just have the income of what? 2,82,500. Nothing but I have the income less than the difference of that particular slab amount. Okay, so that I'm going to calculate tax liability on the particular slab rate, that is 20% on this amount. Okay, that is 2,82,500 into 20% will get 56,500, right? I think you got the concept. Okay, blindly is blindly how we can possibly remember here. If the uh, amount on which we need to be calculate the tax on the base of slab, okay, that amount is more than the difference, that time go calculate tax on difference amount. Okay, that I calculated. In case if that amount is less than the difference amount, then go forward this amount. Okay, then next, income is available here? No, because on entire amount to like 82,500 I calculated the 20%, so that there is no income in my hand transferred to the next slab. Okay, then so this is the what way of calculation of the tax liability on the basis of slab rates. Then there is a 12,500 and 56,500 is the tax liability of the individual assessee. Okay, then one more very important one, he cannot possible to claim rebate under section 87A because his income is more than 3,50,000, which is income 7,82,500. Okay, this is the net income 7,82,500, so that he cannot possible to claim the rebate. Okay, then next go for calculation of amount need to be paid in the form of what? Advance tax. Okay, and how to calculate? First we need to take the tax amount. The tax amount need to be calculated on the income, that is 12,500 and 56,500 here. 12,500 and 56,500. Okay, and this need to be taken into account the 69,000, and that calculate on that. Okay, we should be deduct rebate. Okay, he is an individual, he cannot possibly claim rebate. Sorry, he cannot possibly claim rebate because his income is more than 3,50,000. Then surcharge, no, his income is less than 50 lakhs, so there is no provision to charge surcharge. Then go for charging 4% as the SS, that is on 69,000 need to be charged, that is you will get 2,760 rupees. Then next, TDS we should be deduct here. Okay, there is no TDS here, so that nil. Then AMT and MAT credit is not applicable to the individual, is applicable to the one companies, so nil. The total amount you will get for payment of advance tax, that is 71,760. Okay, on this amount it will be calculated advance tax payable on the basis of quarterly. Then we will calculate the advance tax payable amount here on the basis of quarterly. The first quarter consists of 3 months: June, April, May, June. 3 months is consist. Okay, then the due date is on or before 15th. Then how much amount need to be payable as advance tax? That is 15%. 15% should be completed. Okay, in first quarter. Then so for fulfilling the 15% of payment of advance tax, how much percentage will be calculated on tax? Only 15%. only 15%. How much is 15% on 71,680? That is 10,764. This is the what? 15% amount. Okay, we paid in the first quarter. Then go for second quarter. The second quarter consists of 3 months: July, August, September. Was the due date 15th of the September. 15th of the September is the what due date. Then for completion of this second quarter, you should be paid the 45% of the amount of your advance tax payable amount. Okay. Then already we pay 15%. How much remaining would be paid in second quarter? Just 30%. If you are paid the 30% in the second quarter, it will fulfill the provisions of what? 40% of payable amount. Okay. Then calculate 30% on what? 71,680 into 30%, you will get 21,504. Okay. Then please observe, 15% you paid in the first quarter. Second quarter, how much you paid? 30%. That would how much is 45%? Is equal to 45% now? Yes. Next, third quarter is consist of 3 months: October, November, December. Okay. Then which is the due date here? December 15. Okay. How much amount should be covered? That is 75% of advance tax payable. Then for covering the advance tax payable 75% at the completion of the third quarter, just need to be calculated 30% of the amount. Okay, calculate 30% on 71,680 into 30 divided by 100. You will get 21,504. Here, when you are paying the 30% amount in the third quarter, you are going to satisfy the 75% of amount payable. Okay. Next one, fourth quarter, that is on or before March 15th. This is the due date. This consists of 3 months: January, February, March. How much advance tax need to be payable? That is 100%. For completion of full payment of that advance tax in fourth quarter, just need to be calculated 25% of the amount. Okay, that is you will get 17,920. When you pay the 25% of amount in the fourth quarter, it will be equal to the 100% payable of the advance tax. Okay. Then this is the what? Calculation of advance tax payable of the assessee. Then next, go for another problem. That is also related to the individual. That is Mr. Rajay has the following estimated income. Okay, it's not actual income, it's estimated income. There is no difference. That is whether it is actual income or what estimated income. But if you are liable, if their tax liability is more than 10,000, they are liable for what? Advance tax. Okay. So don't worry about that, whether it is estimated or actually received. The estimated incomes of the financial year 18-19, that is salary is 4,90,000, income from HP is 1,20,000, income from other source, interest on securities taxable 30,000. Okay, from the information we will be calculate what? Tax liability, advance tax liability, okay, of Mr. Ajay is an individual. Then as usual, the first step, calculation of total income. Calculate the income from salary is 4,90,000 they given, property is given 1,20,000, then income from business profession is nil, income from short-term capital gain, other than study is nil, then income from other source we have is interest on securities 30,000. The total of this you will get 6,40,000 is the other gross total income. From this claim deduction, there is no deduction in the problem, so that other taxable income you will get 6,40,000. For this income you should be add some incomes is generated to the various source. There is the first one, short-term capital gain liable for STT, there is no income. Long-term capital gain liable for STT, there is no income. Other long-term liability is also there is no income. Then casual income, there is no income at all in this problem. Then the total taxable income is 6,40,000. Okay, on this calculate what tax liability of this individual is an individual, so that go for slab rate. Okay, then total income how much? 6,40,000. In that exemption 2,50,000. The remaining amount we have, that is what? 3,90,000 we have. Okay, on this need to be calculated tax liability on the basis of slab rate. Okay, then what's the first slab? The 5 lakh, 2 lakh 50,000 one to the 5 lakh. How much difference? 2 lakh 50. How much income you have for payment of tax? 3 lakh 90. Nothing but more than difference. So that go for calculation of slab rate on difference amount. Then 2 lakh 50,000 into 5% divided by 100 will get 12,500. Then still we have remaining, we have the income. Okay, that is how much income we have, that is 3 lakh 90 minus of how much we calculated, 2 lakh 50,000. Okay, minus, then still we have the income for payment of tax, that is 1 lakh 40 transfer to the next slab. The next slab is commencing from 5 lakh 1,000 rupees to the 10 lakh. What's the difference? 5 lakh. But how much we have the income? Just 1 lakh 40,000. So I can't possible to calculate the tax amount on 5 lakh because I don't have that much of income. I have the income only just what 1 lakh 40,000. So that I will calculate the tax liability 20% on 1 lakh 40,000. So how much I will get? 28,000. Okay. So after the payment of tax on 1 lakh 40,000, there is no income to transfer to the next slab. So there is no need to calculate the tax on the next slab. Okay. Next one, the very important thing that this individual cannot possible to claim the rebate on section 87A because his income is more than 3,50,000. Then next go forward, calculation of amount payable as the advance tax. First we will take the tax amount we calculate on total income, that is 12,500 plus 28,000, it leads to 40,500. For this less rebate, I told that he cannot possible to claim because his income is more than 3,50,000. Okay, then surcharge cannot possible to charge because his income is less than what, 50 lakhs. Then cess is 4%, calculate on 40,500, we get 1,620. Then TDS is information is not available here. Then AMT and MAT credit is not applicable to the individual. Then the total advance tax payment amount is 42,120. On this amount, we have to pay advance tax on the basis of installment. See, the installment is based on what? Quarterly basis. The first quarter consists of 3 months, April to June. The due date is on or before June 15. Then how much amount need to be paid? We should be covered with 15%. For that, we should be calculate 15% of rate percentage on taxed amount. 42,120. 15% will get 6,318. This is the first quarter amount. Next, second quarter consists of 3 months, July, August, September. What's the due date? September 15th. Then it should be cover 45% of the advance tax payable amount. Okay. Then how much percentage will be calculated on amount? Just 30% because already 15% be paid. Then when you paid the 30%, it should be satisfied the what? 45% of amount payable. Then calculate 30% on 42,120, you will get 12,636. When you pay the 12,636, is equal to what? 45% is covered. And next, on or before December 15th, this is the third quarter, is consists of 3 months, October, November, December. This is the third quarter, then the due date is on or before December 15th. Then how much should be covered? 75% should be covered on advance tax payable amount. For covering the 75%, just need to be paid 30% of the amount in the third quarter. Then calculate 30% on that amount, that is you will get 12,636. Okay. The next last quarter consists of 3 months, January, February, March. Was the due date on or before March 15th. How much you should be covered? 100%. For full payment of this 100%, just need to be paid 25% in the fourth quarter. Okay, that is amount rupees 10,530. Okay, when you pay the 10,530, okay, it's equal to payment of what? 100% amount. Okay, when you add this 10,530, 12,636, 12,636 plus 6,380 is leads to equal to 42,120. Okay, it's a simple calculation for advance tax payment. The next move on to another question. This is also related to the individual, that is Mr. Kiran. He is provide some information about the taxable income of the business is 6 lakhs, income from house property is 2 lakh, income from other sources 50,000. Okay, then they given here TDS. The estimated TDS is 50,000. With the help of this information, it will be calculated advance tax payable. Is Mr. Correct? The first go forward calculation per income. Then first income from salary is there. Income from house property is given 20,000. Sorry, 2 lakh, 2 lakhs. So it is a 2 lakh. Then business and profession is given 6 lakhs. The short-term capital gain is nil. Income from other sources they give 50,000. Then total other gross income is 8 lakh 50,000. Next deductions, there is no deductions here. Then other taxable income, that is 8 lakh 50,000. For this will be add some income earned to the other rates. There is the first one short-term capital gain, labor for SSTT, then long-term capital gain, labor for SSTT, other long-term capital gain and the casual income. For this there is no information there provided. Okay, so the total taxable income is 8 lakh 50,000. On this 8 lakh 50,000, calculate tax liability on the basis of slab rate because he is an individual. Then go for slab rate. Okay, I told how to calculate tax under the slab rate. First go for what? Take the exemption. How much is exemption? 2 lakh 50,000. After taking exemption, if the amount is available, on that will be calculate tax liability on the basis of slab rate. Then calculate this amount is available after taking exemption or not. Say total how much is total 8 lakh 50,000 minus of exemption 2 lakh 50. The remaining amount 6 lakh 80,000. Yes, we have the income after claiming the exemption also 6 lakh 50,000. Okay, this amount is liable for payment of tax on the basis of slab rate. Okay, then go for slab. First slab rate is 2 lakh 50,001 to the 5 lakh. Okay, then what's the difference here? 2 lakh 50,000 is the difference. How much income I have? 6 lakhs 50,000. So I will divide the two parts. One is up to 2 lakh 50,000 income, then more than 2 lakh 50,000 income. So I'll go calculate the rate on the difference amount. That is 2 lakh 50,000. Then it is to 12,500. Next, after calculation of tax amount of 2 lakh 50,000, if the still income is available, then transfer to the next slab. Yes, how to calculate? Simple one. 6 lakh 50,000 minus of on how much income we calculate the tax, it is 2 lakh 50,000. Then remaining amount 4 lakh. Yes, still have the income, then transfer to the this slab. Then how much? What is the slab? What is the slab? Amount here, that is 5 lakh 1 rupee to the 10 lakh. The difference is 5 lakh. What's the slab rate? Tax rate here 20%. Then here the slab difference is 5 lakh, but I have income is only 4 lakh. Then nothing but I have the income less than the slab difference. In the situation, I will go for calculation of tax rate on the income how much available in my hand for calculation of tax. How much? 4 lakh. Then calculate 4 lakh into 20 divided by 100, 80,000. Okay. Then after calculation of tax amount, tax percentage on 4 lakh, I don't have income to transfer to the next slab. So that there is no need for calculation of tax on the basis of next slab rate. Okay. This is the tax liability of the individual, that is 12,500 plus 80,000. Then one more, remember that is an individual. Okay, then his income is more than 8 lakh 50,000. Sorry, 3 lakh 50,000. His income is equal to his income is 8 lakh 50,000. But more than 3 lakh 50,000, so he cannot possible to claim rebate under section 87A. Next step is calculation of amount of advance tax payable. Then how to calculate? First take tax amount, that is 12,500 plus 80,000, total 82,500. For this less rebate. Okay, here there is no rebate is allowed because his income more than 50,000. So first charge is not possible to charge because his income less than 50 lakhs. Then calculate cess, that is 4% on 92,500 will be 3,700. Next, TDS is given the problem, correct? Please observe. estimated TDS is given, estimated TDS is 50,000, correct? Then this amount should be deducted here. Yes, 50,000 deducted. Then less aimed and MAT is related to the corporate associates, so that nil. The total amount for advance payment of advance tax is 42,500. This amount should be paid on the basis of installment. Yeah, then the base installment should be paid. The first installment consists of three months. Okay, that is April, May, June was the due date on or before June 15. How much amount should be covered? 15%. For payment of 15% of amount should be calculated 15% on the taxed amount, that is 6,930. Okay, out of the 46,200, when you calculate 15%, you will get 6,930. Next one, second quarter. The second quarter consists of 3 months: July, August, September. Was the due date September 15th, on or before September 15th. How much should be covered for completion of the second quarter? 45% should be covered on the advance tax payment amount. For covering the 45%, in that second quarter, just you should be paid 30% of amount. 30% of that tax amount. Then calculate 46,200 into 30%, you will get 13,860. Next one. Third quarter consists of 3 months: October, November, December. It should be paid on or before December 15th. Then how much percent should be covered? 75%. Then for covering of 75% in the third quarter, how much percentage amount need to be paid? Just 30% amount need to be paid. Then how much value of 30%? That is 46,200 into 30%, you will get 13,860. Then last fourth quarter is that consists of 3 months: January, February, March. Then it should be on or before March 15th. How much amount should be covered? 100%. For payment for covering 100%, how much percentage of amount should be paid? There is only 25%. Calculate on 46,200, you will get 11,550. Okay, this is the what advance tax payment of the Mr. in Kiran. Next one, that is related to the corporate assets. Okay, then here is the information of P Limited of the financial year 18-19. The 6 lakhs income from HP, 2 lakhs as a taxable from long-term capital gain, then rupees 3, the business income. Okay, move to the next problem. It is the corporate assets. That is P Limited. The business income is estimated for the year financial year 18-19. That is 6 lakhs. Then income from host property is 2 lakh. Then is taxable and is calculated. Then taxable long-term capital gain is 3 lakhs. Then we have to be calculated advance tax payment with the P Limited. If the estimated TDS is 60,000. Okay, then with the help of information, we will go forward calculation of advance tax payment. Then first we have to be calculate the total income of the company P Limited. There is no income from the salary because it's a corporate associate. The next one, income from host property is 2 lakh. Income from business and profit is 6 lakhs. Then income from short-term capital gain other than SCT is nil. Then income from other source as a casual income is nil. Then other gross total income, that is 8 lakh. Nothing. Adding will get what? 8 lakh. Next, deduction. There is no deduction here. Then other taxable income is 8 lakh. Okay. Then add some incomes generated from other source, that is short-term capital gain, labor of STT, long-term capital gain, labor of STT, other long-term capital gain, then cash income. Yes, we have one income, that is income from long-term capital gain. Other than long-term capital gain, how much? 3 lakh. Then adding to the 8 lakh, you will get 11 lakh as about total taxable income. Nothing but net taxable income. And this calculate tax liability of the corporate assessee, so that in this situation there is no slab rate is applicable. is applicable for what? Flat rate. Then go for the calculation of tax liability. When you're calculating the tax liability of the corporate associates, be careful. We have one condition here, that is, if the company's turnover is not exceeds 250 crores, in the situation, the normal tax rate is applicable up to what? 25%. So here there is no information about the turnover, so that we will assume that is less than 250 crores. Then calculate the tax liability. For other taxable income, we should be go for what? 25%, that is 8 lakh into 25 divided by 100, that is we will get 2 lakh. Please observe, here we have on this income, on other taxable income 8 lakh, on this income it to be calculate, okay, on this income it to be calculate. Then that is 25% on that 8 lakh, we will get 2 lakh. Then there is no short-term capital gain with liable for SCT, 15%, there is no income. Long-term capital gain liable for SCT with the exemption of 1 lakh rupees, that is 10%, there is no income. But we have income, other long-term capital gain, that is 3 lakhs, and that 20% you will get 60,000. Then there is no cash income, so that the tax liability without cess will get 2 lakh 60,000. Okay, on this calculate amount of advance tax payment. Then first take tax liability, okay, without cess, that is 2 lakh 60,000. Further add surcharge if any, okay, the turnover is absence here, so that is not applicable. The next one, it says here, that is 4% on 2 lakh 60,000 will get 10,400, and also add this one to the 6 lakh 2 lakh 60,000 as a 10,400. Then in this problem they provided TDS information, so that it should be less, that is 60,000. Then less AMT and MAT credit. Here there is no information about AMT and MAT credit, so show as a nil. Then advance payment of tax is 2 lakh 10,400. This amount should be paid on the basis of installment. Okay, then we will calculate for each installment amount. The first installment on or before June 15th. Okay, it consists of 3 months, April, May, June. Okay, how much should be covered? 15% of that payment of advance tax amount. Then how much percentage should be calculated on amount? 15%. Then 2,10,400 we will get 15%, we will get 31,560. Then the second quarter due date is on or before September 15. Okay, it consists of 3 months, July, August, September. Then how much should be covered for completion of second quarter? There is 45% of advanced tax payable. Then how much percentage should be calculated on amount? The taxable amount, that is 30%. Calculate 2,10,400 into 30%, you will get 63,120. Then third quarter, the due date is on or before December 15. It consists of 3 months, October, November, December. Then how much amount should be covered for completion of third quarter? 75%. For covering of the 75% third quarter, how much amount we have to be paid? That is equal to 30% amount of that tax amount. Then how much 30% amount here? 2,10,400 into 30%, you will get 63,120. Then the fourth quarter is the due date is on or before March 15. It consists of 3 months, January, February, March. How much should be covered? 100% should be covered. For covering the 100%, how much should be paid? 25% of amount. How much 25% of amount here? 2,10,400 into 25 divided by 100, you will get 52,600. Okay, this is about way of calculation of advance tax payable amount for each quarter. Okay, thank you very much.